feel miserable. It can also make your car feel miserable, especially when it's time to try to crank it early in the morning.
That's right. So we had an idea.
Yeah?
Since Andrea is so good at fixing cars,
She's a genius.
we decided to send her out and about in the cold weather. Let me stay inside tonight. Andrea, thank you so much. Tell us what we need to know about keeping the cars safe.
We are full of good ideas today, JR, really. No, but we wanted to send somebody out who doesn't know much about cars, like myself, and see what it is that I can learn and pick up to make sure your car cranks tomorrow morning when it's going to be another cold one. So we are at Precision Tune Auto Care right off of Garner's Ferry Road. I'm with my friend Jason Dove. Now, this is funny because I think of coolant when I think about our warm summer months here in South Carolina, and it's 100 degrees. But it turns out coolant is the most important thing for your car when the temperatures are cold like this. Why is that?
Well, you have to have the proper protection of coolant to keep it from freezing up overnight. If you don't, then you can run into issues where radiators split, hoses go bad. We've seen a lot of that today just on the highways and in the shop here itself.
And one of the things that Jason was stressing is that the coolant is one of the cheapest repairs for your car. So basically, for $80, you can come in and get your coolant and get it winterized, and that is going to prevent another more expensive problem, because how much, say, if your radiator busts and freezes because it's cold?
We had one repair today for a radiator. It was $500, and that could have been easily, if they just had to change their coolant, had it full with the proper mixture, that could have been avoided.
Okay, so JR was making fun of me for not knowing anything about cars, so we're going to show him how much I know. This is where the coolant is. Chris Kyle's getting us a nice shot of that, our photographer. And Jason, tell me how the first step is when you see a car like this. Do you guys check the coolant?
Well, we have these test strips right here. It's real simple. All you have to do is dip it into the fluid, and it'll give you some colors that you can match to the chart. And you have your freeze point there, you have your boil point, and we can tell you whether or not you're going to be good to go tonight, whether it's not going to freeze up. It also has a pH reading, so we can make sure that the coolant's not acidic. It's going to tear up anything on your vehicle as far as radiators and water pumps, so on and so forth.
And that's something I learned today, is that your coolant can actually turn acidic. And one more time for our viewers, explain why acidic coolant is so bad for your car.
Well, you have a lot of metal parts. The radiator is made out of aluminum. The water pump's made out of aluminum, so it'll start to eat and corrode away at those parts, which are expensive repairs.
All right, thank you so much, Jason. Most important thing, guys, make sure your car has enough coolant, because you are going to prevent a repair that could be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. We're going to be checking in with Jason, and a little bit on, we're going to start talking about radiators and radiator pumps. And JR, before this hour is over, I'm going to be an expert in cars, and so are you.
Okay,
so how about that?
I got a quick question. When the coolant turns acidic, as you said, does it change colors? Does it become a different color?
When the coolant turns acidic, does it change colors, or is it something you have to use a pH strip to test?
A pH strip to test.
So it's nothing you can see with the naked eye?
That is correct.
But when it is acidic, it can eat away, obviously, at everything that's in your car.
This is true, yeah. You can, we literally see where it's eating off propellers, off water pumps before. It's also eat through the radiator itself, causes leaks in the core itself, and also the heater core, which is inside the vehicle behind the dashboard. It can cause it to start leaking. And so it's very important.
Very important. All right, JR, you got to come in and get a test strip. You can't see it with the naked eye. Guys, back to you.
All right, Andrea, thank you so much.